That's why you check the mic. Take two. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. We're all gonna get late.
Today is Thursday, July 18th. I'm JB, and welcome to another edition of What's On Today with Discovery Bay, home of the YouTube Comic Book Community Channel Guide. This is the show where I'm going to share some of my top picks from the sea of comic content that was released yesterday. Then I'm going to run down a lineup of content creators that are either releasing, premiering, or going live. Now, halfway through that lineup, we're going to pause for a segment titled the Instagram Tag of the Day. And finally, to end today's show, I'm going to grab a random package from that crazy, stupid pile of comics I still have left open in a segment titled What's in the Box Already? So, let's get started with a quick recap of yesterday's highlights. There are links to these channels in the description below. These channels have been discovered. Okay, the first item on the recap comes from Dave over at Mr. Miracle Comics channel. He's back from a 2-week vacation, and yesterday he released a terrific video titled 5 More Undervalued Comics, July 17th, 2019. Let's take a look.
Hello true believers, and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel, Mr. Miracle Comics. My name is Dave, and today I have 5 more undervalued videos. So as you know, I was on a little bit of a break for 2 weeks while I did some family stuff and visited some people. I'm back. Videos are going to continue every Wednesday again. Yeah, we'll get some good spec books going. I've got a few really good ones this week, so let's take a quick look. Starting with number 1, I am going to pick The Invincible Iron Man, number 120. Alright, this book is from 1979, and it is the first appearance of Justin Hammer.
To see the other 4 books on the list and more great content from Dave over at Mr. Miracle Comics channel, click the link right here. Okay, next up, Jesse over at the JLS Comics channel released a great video yesterday titled Thor 4 Confirmed for MCU Phase 4. What will the plot be? Beta Ray Bill? Let's take a peek.
Hey, I'm Jesse, this is JLS Comics, thanks for pressing play on the video. As usual, spoiler alert. If you're okay with that, let's jump right into it. Taika Waititi's previous MCU film, 2017's Thor Ragnarok, grossed over $850 million, almost double 2011's Thor, which came in at $449.3 million, and significantly more than Dark World's $644.6 million. Ragnarok got the sub-franchise back on track after the abysmal second outing that we just talked about, a film most would rank towards the bottom of their MCU movie lists. We last saw Thor in the early part of 2019 during Avengers Endgame, where he sailed off into the cosmos with the Guardians of the Galaxy. This led people to think that he might be in James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and he still may, but now we know he's up for Thor 4 for Phase 4. Waititi's been busy with The Mandalorian, Akira, and Jojo Rabbit, but it's been reported ahead of San Diego Comic-Con 2019 that he has signed a deal to write and also direct the 4th Thor film.
Great stuff as always, Jesse. To see this and more great content from Jesse over at the JLS Comics channel, click the link right here. Okay, for the final item on today's recap, head over to the Exploding Earths Comics channel for a terrific video they released yesterday titled Spider-Man 8 Affordable Keys. Let's take a look.
First appearing back in Amazing Fantasy 15, our friendly neighborhood wall crawler has gone on to become one of the most popular superhero brands in the world. But unless you're like one of these lucky collectors that we found on social media, or you have the Avengers picking up the tab, powering up your Spider-Man collection may seem impossible. But fear not, true believers, because we've got your back. Here's 8 affordable Spider-Man key comics issues that you can pick up on a budget and proudly display in your comic collection. Okay, so first up on our list is technically 2 books, but same sketch. Everyone talks about the first appearance of the Black Suits. Everyone's rushing out and getting their ASM 252 or their Secret Wars 8. But before either of those, a sketch of the new Spider-Man Black Suit appeared in the October issue of Comics Journal. Also in December of 1983, the Comic Reader number 215 had the same sketch in it, so keep an eye out for those. Generally you see them anywhere from $5 to $15, and technically they are a first appearance of the black suit too. They're a really cool piece of history, and let's move on to the next one.
I actually have the Comic Reader one. To see this and more great content from the Exploding Earths Comics channel, click the link right here. Okay, let's get to today's lineup and find out what's on today with Discovery Bay. All of these times are listed in both Pacific Standard Time and Eastern Standard Time, and there are channel links with timestamps in the description below. Today there are 12 content creators in the lineup, and 6 of them are going live. So, first up, at 4 a.m. Pacific, 7 a.m. Eastern, over at the MCE channel, which stands for Marvelous Collectibles and Entertainment, George released a string of videos this morning, starting with this one, titled Logan, Statue, San Diego Comic-Con Sideshow Premium Format. A few minutes later, he released another one titled Gambit MAQUETTE, and then another one titled Batman Bust. And finally, he released one titled Sideshow Collectible Statue Tour, San Diego Comic-Con 2019. Let's check them all out at the link below in the description. Okay, at 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern, over at the Perry I Make This Blazer Look Good Comics, he released a video titled Really Cool Comics dropping this week. Hot new comic books dropping for week 30, which is 7/24/19. Okay, at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. Over at the Mint Collectibles channel, Mint and Manimal released a video titled San Diego Comic-Con 2019, The Statues. Okay, and for my action figure fans out there, at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, over at the Count Von Strange IV channel, he released a video titled Strange Reviews, Marvel Legends Gambit. Okay, next up at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, over at the Metarog channel, Roger should be giving us a video titled The Weekly Comic Contest Roundup. If you want to know what's going on in the YouTube comic community contest world, then you need to make sure you watch this one. Okay, at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, over at the Aggressively Relaxing channel, he was going to release a video titled This Week in Marvel Comics Radio Parody number 57. And if you're a Marvel comic reader, you gotta watch this because it's just hilarious. This is the halfway point in the lineup, and it's time for a new segment titled the Instagram Tag of the Day. So today's Tag of the Day comes from Everett over at 3 Men in a Basement Comics and Collectibles. He tagged me this morning for Throwdown Thursday, and he came with a Darth Vader number 1 and an X-Men number 145. I in turn posted this for Throwdown Thursday, my Captain America issue number 100, courtesy of Comic Books NYC. And I tagged Mr. Miracle, Biggie's Comics, Alex the Comic Hoarder, and TiVo. Okay, that was fun. Now back to the lineup. At 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, over at the Comic Spectre channel, Israel is going live with a stream titled My Picks for new comics releasing 7/24/2019. Let's join Israel in the live chat and leave a thumbs up. Okay, at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, over at the JLS Comics channel, we should be getting the next installment in their weekly live stream titled Comic Conversation. Let's join Jesse as he hosts guest Edwin of Strictly Comics, Justin of Exile State Comics, and Boston Chris in the live chat. Okay, next up at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, join Jack, aka Mr. Bolo, and Brian over at Simple Man's Comics each Thursday night as they discuss the week's hottest comic book releases and recap the comicbookinvest.com Bolo. Be on the lookout list. Also at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, over at the Tony Sanders channel, we should be getting the next installment in the What's Your Grail series, with a live stream titled What's Your Grail, with special guest Hialeah Comic Bro. Okay, at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, over at the Economics and Comics channel, Billy is going live with a stream titled Comic Book Reading Club, Blade Runner 2019 number 1. Join us live, read comics. Okay, at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, over at the Comic Core channel, they're going live with the next episode of the Outside the Issues show. Today's live stream is titled Outside the Issues. So join Comic Core Chad, Kat, Ren, and Mark as they break down the latest coming from the DC streaming service. Well, that's all for today's lineup. Now for a new segment I'm calling What's in the Box Already? And I'm grabbing maybe it's a single book. I'm grabbing one off the top, and this one is from Seabrook, New Hampshire. And it was delivered last November. And let's see what we got from Seabrook, New Hampshire. Iron Fist number 8, And The Invaders number 13. Pretty nice. That'll help fill in some runs. Alright. Okay, that was fun. Thank you for taking the time to watch me and our channel today. Please visit me on Facebook and Instagram, where I'll be posting this schedule with any ads and or changes this afternoon. We also have a Patreon page if you're interested in supporting the channel for as little as $1 a month. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. If you know of anyone that might be interested in this information or may want to be included in the show, please share this with them. Also, drop me a comment below on how I can improve this show, or if there's a channel out there I should be watching. Now, if you're not already a subscriber, think about subscribing so you don't miss any of this great new content. Who knows? You may find your new favorite channel today. And as always, don't forget, we had a good time.